Alright guys, welcome to the Gun Den, and today we have a special treat for you guys. Kind of getting some profile shots of each of these. Today, we're doing the question everybody wants to know. What is the best 9mm concealed carry compact handgun on the market? There's a lot of division about this. A lot of different people say different things on the internet, and we decided we just got the new, let me just flip this thing back around, Smith & Wesson M&P Shield here. So we're dying to try this baby out. We just got it a couple days ago, and we have already had the XDS and the Glock 43 there. So, but we decided we'd take 3 of the large brand name manufacturers and do a little 3-way shootout comparison, because we know you're eventually going to get all of them. Most people out here watching this, but maybe what's the first one you should get, and what's the one you may want to carry every single day. So, without further ado, let's get this baby set up. Alright guys, so first I think we'll start with the M&P Shield, but just wanted to show y'all we are shooting some Blazer brass on this first kind of go about here. We'll try out this new, the Shield. So that's baby out. There's my first 5 through the Shield. Let's go in there and just kind of see how that pattern, guys. Guys, at 10 yards is kind of what I was doing. I think that's pretty decent for my first little grouping with this. I got one in the A square, and then the rest were in that C one right there. So, all in all, it's pretty tight for my first little run with it. We're gonna patch these up, and then we'll move on to the XDS. Alright, guys, next up on the chopping board is gonna be this XDS here. It's got a nice little fiber optic front sight there, so we'll see how 5 through this one goes here. Alright, that felt pretty good. Let's go down there and kind of see what I did. Guys, there's my XDS grouping at 10 yards. Honestly, that's all in the A-ring. That's a little better than my other one. And that's kind of surprising. Honestly, I would think that with the longer trigger pull, it'd be more time for you to flinch. But it seems like I was kind of aiming better with that one. Or I was shooting better with that one, and it has a longer trigger pull. And I don't know. I don't know what's causing that. We'll see kind of how Dad does with it. We can compare that later. But that's right now, I'm saying that's pretty good.
That's a nice group. That's good. All in the A.
All right, we'll go back and then we'll shoot the Glock 43. We're back, and before we go to the Glock 43, I just wanted to give y'all kind of a close-up of what this Shield what it kind of looks like there. Very sleek frame, very much so designed to fit within the inside of your waistband. We'll get on that topic later though, but I was just wanting to show you all that and kind of what that's looking like before we go on and shoot Gustav's creation, the Glock. Go try out this Glock 43 here. Kind of see what we're working with there. Very sleek as well. I think it might be a little, I would say it's probably a little smaller than the Shield, wouldn't you say?
Yes. In
terms of total bandwidth there.
Here, put them together.
Huh?
Show them together.
Yeah, we can show them side by side there. So I can kind of
put them together and see the
put them together for you guys. This right here is the Glock, and this is the Shield, and kind of getting that perspective of it there. The Shield is a little sleeker, at least it looks like in my eyes. Or no, not the Shield. The Glock is a little sleeker because it doesn't have as much of an extension on that back strap there as this one does here, but they're pretty close, I would say. Glock's a little smaller overall though, but still, you can tell in mind that the Shield and the Glock are both designed for that kind of inside the waistband carry there.
They're almost identical.
Let me see if I can get it.
Lengthwise, they're pretty much almost identical inside.
Almost identical, yeah. I was thinking the Glock might be a tiny bit smaller.
It's really though. It's not.
It's not?
Well, I mean it may be a tiny bit. In certain
Tiny bit.
areas.
It just looks a little smaller frame. Maybe that's the deal.
They're both about the same width. You know.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool.
close. Pretty close.
Pretty close. I don't know. For some reason, to me, I mean, it looks like they're pretty close. The Glock might be a tad bit smaller, but to me, it almost seems like just the way that the Glock really looks. I don't know, just the looks of the Glock make it appear as if it's smaller. You kind of get what I'm saying? I don't know if like just the way
The
it's
42 definitely is. The 42 is small.
Well, the Glock 42 is definitely small. Well, it's a 380, right?
Yeah. So it would, if you want, you always have to go to the Glock 42 or like a car maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the way. Something about this to me makes it seem thinner. In reality, it's really not, but something to me makes this appear thinner. But that's just me. Let me do a earbud trying to fall out there. Need a quick test of the trigger here before we start here. Trying to remember what this feels like. All right.
The triggers. What do you think about the triggers?
Well, the Glock right here has the shortest trigger pull, in my opinion. I think we can get yours in a second. That M&P's fairly long. You know, it pulls back and then it stops. It's got a little take up and then you're there. The XD is more like it reminds me kind of the Glock 17. It's more of a. It feels more like you're squeezing a sponge, as if, you know, because you got to really pull it back and then there's a lot of take up and then you get to the very end and then you squeeze it. It's a lot more, you know, longer pull on it. But I kind of like that because, you know, at least in terms of carrying, you know, there's no safety on it. Having a longer trigger pull is beneficial, you know, because that's less likely for something bad to happen to you. You know, accidental discharge or something. But that's just shooter's preference, I'd say.
None of these guns have. None of them have.
Well, some models come with the optional safety. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have
The
all
Shield
of ours.
does, but we didn't get it that way.
Yeah, the Shield does. We didn't get that. Anyways, let's see how this Glock 43 shoots here. Kind of pulled that last one a little bit, but let's go see kind of how that looks. Guys, there we are at 10 yards of the Glock 43. Hopefully you can see us on this sunny day, but all within the A-ring except for this one right here. I think like I said, I pulled that last one. You know, every once in a while you gotta mess up there, but overall that's pretty good. I'd say. So the best two groupings we got so far is going to be the Glock and then the XDS for me personally with the Blazer brass. I guess now let's go load up 5 more in each of the ones and let Dad shoot some of the Blazer brass, and then we'll kind of just shoot some different ammo through them and kind of see if we get any different results, and if there's maybe a certain type of ammo it prefers over one of the other ones. We'll go do that now, and we'll be back with you guys in a second. Hey guys, here's Dad with the M&P Shield, going to shoot 5 with the Blazer brass at 10 yards. Let's see what he can get done here. Alright, looks pretty good from here from a distance. Let's go check it out up close. Alright, Dad making it look easy out here. There's all his shots in the A-ring there with the Shield. I say Shield works, man.
I like the trigger on the Shield. That's the first time I've shot it. It's similar. You know, it's real similar to the rest of them. It's just they're slightly different, but it's light. It's fairly light.
Mm-hmm.
And the sights are good, especially if your eyes aren't the world's greatest, like mine aren't. I can see daylight. I can see daylight on both sides of the front sight, and sometimes that helps a lot.
Yeah. Let's go load. Let's go get some more, and let's go shoot the other two now. Guys, here's Dad with the Springfield XDS. Let's see how he does that comparative to the M&P Shield. Alright, looks like a pretty good group. Maybe one flyer there. Let's go check it out.
I pulled that bottom one. I felt that one.
There's his group at 10 yards. We got 3 of them in the A circle, 1 in the C circle there, and then he had a little flyer down there on the bottom. But yeah, overall, pretty tight grouping besides the flyer.
That was not the gun's fault. That was definitely me. I knew that right when it went off.
Yeah.
But it shoots, obviously.
Shoots great.
It shoots great, yes.
Well, let's go load up 5 on the Glock. Try that one out. Guys, here's Dad with the Glock 43. Let's see what he can do with 5 shots in the magazine. Alright. Looks pretty good. Slightly to the left. We'll go check it out here. That's 10 yards. So we got 1 in the A ring, 3 in the C, and 1 in the D. It looks like you kind of were pulling to the left there. Or at least tending to.
Yeah, that was...
Although the Glock has a lot different trigger pull compared to the other two, so...
I think that's probably mostly me. I mean, the group's still fine, but...
Yeah.
I was obviously pulling it off to the left for some reason.
Overall, pretty good. We'll head back up there and kind of talk about some final points on these, and then we'll show some different ammo here, guys. Here we are. I just want to show y'all something on the M&P. This one right here does not have a safety or anything like that on it. But on the California compliant models and things like that, they come with a manual safety and also a load chamber indicator, you know, which will pop up right here, which is kind of red. And they have that on that, and as well as the XD comes with the load chamber indicator. So once loaded, you'll have that little red little kind of cylinder looking thing kind of popping up back here, you know, which is just kind of a cool little feature of some of these guns. We just didn't want that on the MP Shield. We just kind of were going for more of a minimalistic approach to it, but overall, with the Blazer Brass, they all shoot well. We'll kind of just go through a couple other brands and show y'all kind of some of the groups we get with them, and then we'll kind of finalize up our thoughts here at the end. But we'll go shoot some more, and we'll get back right with you guys. Guys, one other quick thing to note, the M&P Shield does not have a load chamber indicator, but I will say one thing we have found out is when there is a shell in here, there's this little hole in there, you can see into the chamber, and when there's a shell in there, you can see the back of the casing there.
It kind of does have one.
So that kind of lets you know. It's just on the California compliant models, it has, you know, one of those red flag indicators, which we just didn't like the look of on that, you know, so we just didn't get that model. But we'll get to some shooting with some different brands. We'll kind of show you all the groups we get with them. Here we are just checking in. We've been shooting some Winchester rounds. We've had a couple misses in them, but we've just been kind of doing some quicker, like, you know, shooting pretty close after you're just getting some quick follow-up shots in, so the groupings aren't quite as good, but we've been kind of here playing around with them, and honestly, I mean, you know, from 10 yards away doing pretty good, you know, pulled a couple of them, but overall, got them a couple times in the head there. Say pretty good. We're going to put up another target, and we're going to shoot some Blazer, or some Perfecta now. See how that does. Here's some different shooting with the Winchester ammunition. Before we were kind of doing some more rapid fire shooting. Here's more slowed down. Just give y'all an idea kind of more what the groups you can expect from the Winchester is. And now we're going to shoot some Perfecta, kind of see how this compares. Hey guys, here we go. Here is 10 yards with the Perfecta ammunition. Shot through all 3 different guns. Here's kind of the grouping I've been getting. I got the best grouping out of the Glock, which is kind of these smaller little divots right here, kind of, you know, and one right there. But all the rest, I mean, overall, great grouping. I'd say either Perfector or Blazer Brass got me the best groups. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, all those. That's all, you know, inexpensive ammo. I'm not going to say cheap, really, so to speak, but it, you know, that's just common stuff, and it's there's 3 different brands. So all the guns, all 3 of the guns cycled all brands of ammunition that we shot perfect.
Yep. No malfunctions.
Failures, no malfunctions of any kind on any of them. And they all shoot more accurate than we can shoot. I mean, so,
yeah, no kidding.
So just like the Glock, I mean, the first time I shot the Glock, I was off a little, pulled a few, but then I shot it again, and I think there's my shots with the Glock right there when I shot it. So I mean, the all 3 of the pistols can shoot better than you can. If you do your part, the bullet will go exactly where you point it. They all work. I mean, you know, they are semi-automatic, so I mean they could fail on you, but they all 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
Had the Glock for quite a while. I've had the XD for quite a while. I've never had any failures out of either one of those. I've never had a failure out of a Glock, period. Any Glock, ever. I know that's not, you know, they do fail, I'm sure. But I tell you what, I've got several of them, and I've never had one fail. So I like Glocks, but I like that new Smith, and I like that XD.
There you go.
So I don't know.
We'll wrap this up in just a minute once we kind of get in the car and get rolling, guys.
See if we can take care of some baddies real quick. I'd say pretty good. 4 out of 5. We kind of slightly missed that one guy, but we got a quick follow-up shot on him and finished him off. You want to try to shoot some steel, Dad?
Sure.
All right.
See what Dad can do. There you go. Keep them suppressed. Guys, we're here and we're going to talk about our final thoughts about the XDS, the Glock 43, and the M&P Shield. Now, what do you think should be the first gun? If someone doesn't have any of these guns, what do you think will be the first gun they should get to kind of start? What would be the best concealed carry self-defense firearm, you think, out of those 3?
Well, I tell you, they're all good, and I would pick the one that I would try to shoot them if I could. It helps a lot to shoot them, and they're all similar, but you can see which one has the trigger that you like the best, maybe, or grip fits you the best, or the sights fit you like the best. The first one of that group that I bought was the XDS.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what I did. I have an XD. I shot the XDS in 45. It was a little much, and then I tried one out in 9mm. I really liked it. I love that red high visibility front sight on the XD.
Yeah, me too. That's great, ain't it?
It helps me see good. So that's what I got, and I like the aggressive grip on it. It's uncomfortable to shoot a lot.
Yeah, it'll kind of eat into your hand a little bit.
It kind of does if you just say you go out and shoot 200 rounds through it at the range. But that's not what it's for. It's to carry and to shoot when you need it, and you're not going to be worried about the grip irritating your palm. You can grip it good if you're sweaty, if you're wet, if you're nervous, if you're covered with mud, whatever. It works flawless. All 3 of them. I've never had any problems with all 3 of them. They all work just like they're supposed to. Never mess up as far as I know. So they're all good. I picked the one I liked the best. Which one you thought was fit you the best? I couldn't really pick one. If I only had one. If I could only have one, if I could only have one of those, I would probably get the Glock. Just because I know the Glock's good. I like Glocks. It works good. It's easy to carry. It's simple. It works every time. So I guess that's what I would pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think the XDS is a great choice because of the high visibility sight and the checkering on that aggressive checkering on the grip allows you to really hold on to that thing, you know. So really, I mean, that's probably a good choice. The trigger has a pretty long pull on it. I prefer the Glock. I like the size of the Glock, the way it fits in my hand, and it has a little bit of a shorter trigger pull, and I like that. And it's also got the white paint on those front sights there, which really helps it pop out, you know. But really, I mean, it is just a personal preference thing. But also the nice thing about the Shield is those MSRP about like $400.
Yeah.
So the Shield's probably your cheapest option to get.
And the Shield has really nice upgradable sights.
Exactly.
It's got metal sights.
It's light.
Yeah, the sights are probably better than the Glock as far as, you know, they're all metal. You know, because you can get sights with Glock too, but
There's a ton of aftermarket.
There's aftermarket for all that stuff. But, I really like that M&P Smith, but it's new and I'm kind of liking it. You know.
Yeah.
And also it with that, and we've been shooting it with the extended magazine, which fits my hand.
Yes, I like to have those extended magazines. If you don't have those,
and it's an 8-rounder, so you can carry, you know, you could carry one in the barrel, and then you would have 9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
And with the Glock, you're 7 with one in the tube, you know. So, and XD, I forget what does it hold. I can't even remember now.
XD holds.
It's like 6, isn't it?
Something 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like that.
So with the Smith, it's got a little bit more grip. The grip's just a tad short on the Glock.
It is.
But I put the extended toes on the magazines on all of them. Well, the Smith came like that, but I put the extended toe on the magazine on the Glock. It helps tremendously, unless you have real small hands, maybe. And I also put it on the XD, and that works really good. So if you're a Springfield XD fan, get the Springfield. You'll love it. If you're a Glock man, get the Glock. If you're an M&P guy, you're gonna like the M&P. If you can't decide, just pick up whichever one you come across, and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, they're all good. I'd say if you're not sure, I just go with the M&P Shield. It's your cheapest option to kind of get into this kind of field.
Yeah.
But it's still good. It's light. It's thin. Good to carry inside the waistband. I'd say that'd be your safest bet if you're very unsure about it. But the other two are very much like their counterparts. I mean, you know, if you shot XD, then you'll probably like the XD. If you like the XD, you'll like the XDS. If you shot, you know, you saw the Glock, you already know kind of what you're getting into with that. But my first favorite was the Glock. What would be yours? Just kind of let everybody know. What would be your favorite out of all those?
Well, it would be the Glock, I think. But like you said, the M&P, I shot the M&P most today.
Yeah,
but it's new.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was kind of having fun with it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to carry it for a while. I got me an inside the waistband holster, so I'm going to carry that M&P and see how I like it. And, you know.
There you go. Thanks for tuning to the Gun Den today, guys. Hopefully we kind of shed some insight into how several of the top 3 concealed carry manufacturers, kind of what the guns are like, and maybe help you make a decision towards maybe purchasing yourself one. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all soon.